Hi English learners, welcome to another lesson of You Talk Flip. In today's lesson, I'm going to share with you a lesson about articles. Articles are divided in three categories: definite articles, the, indefinite article, a or an, zero article, or no article at all. The subject seems to be easy at first glance, but when it comes to using it in different contexts, they can be very confusing. Even in very advanced levels, a lot of students and even teachers will have problem how to use them correctly and where to use the or where to use no article. So the best way to learn them is just to review all the cases and situations in which we need to use the. So today's lesson is going to be about the definite article. Okay, so let's start with the first interesting information I'm going to share with you. The definite article, that is the most frequent word in English. Okay, so the first case in which we need to use the before a noun is when the audience knows what we are referring to. They already know what we are talking about because there is only one. For example, the Prime Minister. In every country, there is only one Prime Minister. The moon, there is only one in the sky. Who is the President of Canada? So, tell the truth. Because truth is considered to be only one thing, but we can tell thousands of lies, so that's why we say tell a lie. A lie, but the truth. The right thing to do. Although sometimes we have several right ways of doing things, but it's accepted to use the before right. We say the right thing to do. But when we are talking about a wrong way of doing something, we need to use indefinite article a. Okay? For the same reason, we use the definite article with superlative adjectives and ordinal numbers. He is the most quiet student in the class. So he is, I don't know, separate from others because he has some distinctive feature or characteristic trait, which is his being the most quiet. The next one, it is the tallest building in the town. Or with an ordinal number, this is the third time I've called you today. Because we have only one third time, the next time it's gonna be the fourth time. Okay, definitely, because it's only one, we need to use the before ordinal numbers as well. And also for the very same reason, we use the with clauses which are introduced by only, because only makes things specific and one of the kind. For example, this is the only day we've had sunshine all week. Or you are the only person he will listen to. Okay, so with clauses with only, the comes before the word only. Okay, now the next case in which we need to use the is when we have already mentioned it. It's not your first time hearing or reading about it. Like these sentences you can hear from the news, for example. There has been an armed robbery attempt in the Palm Street in New Jersey. We still don't know much about the robbery until the police shares more details with the press. Okay, the first time an armed robbery is something we were introducing to you as something that occurred very recently. But in the next sentence, it has already been mentioned, so you don't need to get introduced with it. We need the before the robbery, okay? And also in the further sentences, whenever we are talking about the same robbery, we will use the definite article the. All right, now let's look at the next situation. To say something about all the things referred to by a noun. What does it mean? It means that we are talking about something in general. Like, the pig is not really a dirty animal. It means pigs are not really dirty animals. We are referring to all pigs as this creature or animal in general, and we are um, talking about features of that specific creature, not one of them. The koala is indigenous to Australia. It means koalas are indigenous to Australia. It means they are native to Australia. The red cell carries oxygen around the body. It means red cells carry oxygen around the body. We use that to talk about musical instruments, like Joe plays the piano really well, or she's learning the guitar, okay, the trumpet, the drums. So to talk about musical instruments, we can use them. Now let's look at the next case. We need the definite article to refer to a system or a service. Like this, how long does it take on the train? Am I specifically talking about a certain train? No. The train, it means train available as a service. Or I heard it on the radio. Okay? I'm not talking about a specific radio station, but the radio. You should tell the police. Okay? It means the police force. The next one. We can also use the definite article with adjectives like rich, poor, elderly, and unemployed to talk about groups of people. Some adjectives. Okay? So when we use the before adjectives, we are talking about a whole group of them. Like this. The subsidy will probably serve the rich rather than the poor. It means the rich people or the rich class in a society rather than, it means instead of the poor people or the underprivileged people. Okay, so the next one, the seat is designated for the disabled. Means the group of people who are disabled, they have a disability. And this policy will do no good for the underprivileged. It means be careful. We do not normally use the definite article with names, even though they are famous people. Like William Shakespeare wrote Hamlet. No definite article. Paris is the capital of France. We don't need the before the name of cities or towns, and normally we don't need it before the name of countries either. But we say normally because there are some exceptions. We do use the definite article with countries with words like kingdom, states, republic. So when the name of countries include those names, normally we use the before the names. So let's look at these examples, like the United Kingdom, the UK, the Kingdom of Bhutan, the Czech Republic, the United States, or the US, the People's Republic of China, the Dominican Republic, and also countries which have plural nouns in their names, like the Netherlands, the Philippines. Also for geographical features like mountain ranges, group of islands, rivers, seas, oceans, and canals, we need to use the, like the Himalayas, the Canaries, the Atlantic or the Atlantic Ocean, the Amazon, the Panama Canal, the Middle East, the Far East, the North Pole, the Sahara or the Sahara Desert, the Grand Canyon, the Persian Gulf, and so on. You will see a lot more examples about different geographical features. Okay, now let's look at the next case in which we need to use the definite article there. When we are talking about a part or a particular example of something, what does it mean? For example, when we say the education of young people, the economy of a country, the door of the car, or the door of a car. So depending on the situation. But we need to introduce door of that with the. The secrets of an agent. Okay, so there are particular examples or parts of something else. Names of languages and nationalities don't take an article, like Chinese, English, Spanish, Russian. They don't take a definite article unless you are referring to the population of the nation. For example, the Spanish are known for their warm hospitality. It means the Spanish people or the people who live in Spain. Okay, so in this case, when we are referring to the people of that country, like the Chinese, like the Japanese, we need to use the. Also, we need to use the before decades. For example, he was born in the 70s. It means from 1970 until 1980. Or this is a painting from the 1820s. Use the with newspaper names, like I read it in The Guardian. She works for the New York Times. Also, use the definite article the with the names of famous buildings, works of art, museums, or monuments. For example, have you been to the Vietnam Memorial? We went to the Louvre and saw the Mona Lisa. Okay, Louvre is the museum and Mona Lisa is the work of art. Would like to visit the Eiffel Tower. It's a famous building and also a famous landmark. The next one, I saw King Lear at the Globe. Also, use the with the names of hotels and restaurants unless these are named after a person. They are staying at the Hilton on 6th Street. We ate at the Golden Lion. All right, now let's look at the next one. Use the with the names of families, but not with the names of individuals. For example, you're having dinner with the Smiths tonight. It means the family of Smiths, all of them. But individuals in the family, Tom, like Julia, we don't say the Tom or the Julia, obviously doesn't need explanation. The Barons are going to the play with us, because all the family are joining us and coming. So the next one and the last is use definite article before the word internet when it is used as a noun. In most cases, internet is used as a noun, like you can surf the net or you can surf the internet. I found it on the internet last night. Okay? But as an adjective, we do not use the. For example, do you have internet access? And access is a noun, but internet here is an adjective. So we don't use the before adjective. We say, do you have internet access? The term internet access is sometimes shortened to internet. So here, internet means internet access, and it's an adjective. So in this case, we don't use an article. So as you can see, there are some exceptions to this word. I hope you enjoyed this lesson today. Also, I hope you will come back to this lesson and watch it again and again so you make sure that you have mastered this lesson. Also, I'm going to provide you with enough activities and worksheets in the platform so you can download them and do the exercises until you master them. Because the big part of learning something is when you're practicing and you're getting feedback and when you understand your problems. In the next lesson, I'm going to talk about zero articles and indefinite articles. Until then, have fun. See you in the next lesson.